Alright, welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Non-Classics. This is episode number 2992 and double number 2886. Now we have some issues up. We have basically like one Hawkgirl trade, a Green Lantern trade, yes, a Green Lantern, which happens to feature some issues of a series, but also which is the JSA Classified. First of which, Hawkgirl Volume 2, Hawkman Returns, which contains Hawkgirl issues 57 to 60, along with JSA Classified issues 21 and 22. Basically, I'm also now the following to Green Lantern, which contains issues 25, 32, and 33, and the Green Lantern one shot. I'm also going to be discussing for JSA Classified issues 23, 24, and 26, 31. Excuse me. So, first of which, we still have Walt Simonson still on the writing here, but this time with Joe Bennett. Basically, the opening issue kind of deals with the Ranth-Thanagarian War, where basically Hawkgirl is captured and being put on trial, probably for war crimes per se. Meanwhile, though, on Earth, basically, her love interest, basically, her current one, is obviously worried about her, and she, of course, and she's brought forward to Thanagarian court. Where she's supposed to be found guilty for something. My guess is probably the Ranth-Thanagarian War. And, well, yeah. And by the way, the main antagonist of these issues is Blackfire, because, well, Hawkgirl ends up fighting basically her in the third part of the storyline. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And then, she's not in the very next, but in 59, of course, basically, well, Blackfire ends up fighting, well, Hawkgirl. And then the story continued over in the pages of JSA Classified number 21, which is written and drawn by Walt Simonson. And this one involves Hawkman fighting, well, dealing with Blackfire. And, well, we kind of wrap the story up there, but we're not done yet. Oh, they also mentioned that the police commissioner is misspelled in here. And then move on to basically issue 60, the finale for this storyline. Yes. Which basically is a multi-period issue drawn by Ronaldo Alderum, who also is the inking for this issue. Howard Shanky does the cover. He doesn't do the cover, the interior. Now, this artist here, who does the interior for issue 60, I think, okay, he would take over issue 59, and he will remain as the artist for the remainder of the series. Yep, yes he would. Yeah, and we also deal with basically a flashback deal with Halfset, who is somehow still alive in present day. Yeah. Quite interesting storyline here, because I do find it interesting that we had to follow up here with the events of Ranth-Thanagarian War with this storyline. And that's kind of what it is. Hawkman gets back in picture, but then he goes off to his own thing. It's like, yeah, now there's time to go back yet. And of course, basically, she asks us the question, where the heck have you been? He's off in space the whole time. Yeah, but I give basically Hawkgirl, Hawkman Returns, a 9 out of 10. Before we talk about the Green Lantern trade, let's talk about some in-between issues. First of which, JSA Classified. We have a two-parter, yes, a two-parter, from issues 23 and 24, featuring Dr. Midnight, written by J.T. Crow and Alex Sanchez, where he takes on a brand new villain named Marquita, a vampire, who only appears in this two-parter. Yes. It's a quite interesting little mini story for what it is. And before I talk about the Green Lantern stuff, let's next talk about basically, well, JSA Classified issues 26 to 31. First of which is a two-parter. We have Wildcat taking a freaking Sportsmaster in a two-parter. Written by Frank Terry, art by Mike Mahaley. I met Frank Terry, nice guy. Yeah, this is a quite interesting story arc for what it is. And, well, all deals with the side. Then we have a standalone issue. We have Jericho Thunder and his Thunderbolt. Just a standalone story featuring my favorite of the season with the writing, basically the artwork, the inking, and the coloring is all done by Steve Oy. Very interesting issue what it is. Next up is basically issues 20 and 31, known as it's a Mr. Terrific storyline take on Mr. Horrific. Yeah, it's a very interesting storyline what it is. It's written by Alfred Nelson with art by Alex Sanchez. Those who might be curious though, have I met Alex Sanchez? No, I have not. Funny enough, this guy would do the inking also penciling for issues 23 and 24. But that's only 26 because it's a standalone issue. The only other book the guy worked on, besides these issues JSA Classified, he worked on one of the Joker Asylum one-shots, and he did the art for the Katana, short-lived Katana ongoing series. And that's going to be it for the guy. But I do enjoy the whole thing with the Mr. Hate storyline. Yeah, where at one point you have Heinrich Himmler getting involved with this story arc. Yes. Guys, you have to something on the screen. I gotta admit, this story was a lot of fun. It's kind of weird though. It's a Mr. Terrific storyline, just happened to involve the JSA. It's almost like this was meant to be an issue of JSA, but they decided just to make an issue of JSA Classified. But yeah, really good stuff here. I love it. It's an amazing storyline. Also, they kill off the DC version of Heinrich Himmler with this issue. Yep, who debuted in Boy Commandos #1. Those who are not familiar with Heinrich Himmler, Heinrich Himmler was the Vice Fuhrer of Nazi Germany. Yes, that's really his whole deal. But next up we discuss is This is Alan Scott Green Lantern trade, believe it or not. Yes. You're thinking, wait a minute, Alan Scott? Yes. Now you're thinking, wait, he has a trade paperback aside from the recent miniseries he was involved with? Yes. Yes, believe it or not, Alan Scott has been around for a long time. He's been around since the 1940s, making his debut on American Comics number 16. I have reviewed actually his 2 archive books. This is the only other trade, aside from the Green Lantern Alan Scott miniseries, that features him. This is called JSA Presents Green Lantern, which has Green Lantern Brightest Day one-shot, Brightest Day Blackest Day one-shot, and JSA Classified 25, 32, and 33. Now, issue 25 for the book, which is written by Tony Bedard, which I have met. This is basically, well, him dealing with Father Time in this issue, and fighting a flashback Solomon Grundy. Nice little standalone issue. Moving on to issue 32. Where it features Solomon Grundy and the return of Vandal Savage, because of course, basically, now this is done by Junior Thomas. Those are thinking, who the heck is this writer, Junior Thomas? I'm not familiar with him. Apparently he did these 2 issues, and that was it. This is the only 2 issue he wrote for DC Comics. The artwork is done by Staz Johnson, whose first comic he did was Detective Comics 689, which this is a Chuck Dixon issue, which is a Firefly issue. Unlike the writer, he actually did more artwork than this. Oh yeah, definitely. This guy actually, this is the guy who worked on artwork for Robin, Catwoman, some issues of Detective, a couple of Trinity San Pandora, A Wonder Woman 77 special. Let's see. He was the artist for the second book for Batman Aliens. First issue of Batman Chronicles, an issue of Nightwing, Knight and Squire. Joker's Love Secret Files Orders. He was one of the artists for All-Star Western. He did a few of the issues of GI Combat. This was the Unknown Soldier book. Yep. Oh, yeah, and also, yeah, we just do Jade and Alan Scott, Jay Garrick in here. But yeah, it's a really fun story where it takes on... It's like basically fighting in modern day, given the fact that he basically fought him in his debut appearance back in... Because people forget this. Because people think, oh, Vandal Savage, he's a Justice League villain. Not necessarily. Batman villain. Nope. Lie. Just like in the case of Alan Scott, for some reason DC likes giving his villain to somebody else. In the case of Solomon Grundy, for some reason a lot of the time featuring Batman stuff. Excuse me. So like, he fought Alan Scott first. An issue of All-American Comics, issue 62. It's kind of the same thing with Vandal Savage, except for him, he's mostly depicted as a Justice League villain, or occasionally a JSA villain, but a lot of time a Justice League villain. I find that interesting, given the fact that these are like two bad guys Alan Scott has in his rogues gallery, and DC just hands them off to somebody else. They have rare just steal them because they apparently don't have anything planned for Alan Scott, given the fact he's around longer than a lot of the other characters in these comics. Yeah. But we're not done just yet. We do have one more comic to discuss here. This is the Brightest Day, Blackest Night one-shot. This is written by Stephen T. Siegel, artwork by John K. Snyder. Now, this is a book where it's set in the 40s, and it's a noir-style issue. It's done this... I appreciate, though, when I read this issue, that Stephen Siegel wrote in the style... It's like basically took basically how... It's like he took the style of story that people like from noir stuff and gave it to Alan Scott and take on Solomon Grundy in this excellent one-shot. And this trade, which is presumably brand, there's no place you can find it. It's an excellent book. This book also features the return of Irene Miller, Alan Scott's secretary, who would make her final appearance in this book. Not kidding about that. This will be her last appearance. Yeah. She would constantly appear in All-Star Comics. She appeared in a few issues of the first one of Green Lantern. I mean, she appeared heavily throughout the 40s, and then, of course, Secret Origins. Number 18, which features Alan Scott's backstory. His origin, which happened to feature her in a guest star appearance. And then after that, nothing for over a decade. And then finally, we have this excellent one-shot. And I love the cover of the thing. I should probably show it off the cover here because this cover is amazing. Oh my gosh. This cover is so good. Come on, seriously, stop it. Come on. Alright, here we go. Here is the cover here. Now this is going to remind you of like a noir style cover. Like, I love this cover. It is absolutely amazing. DC Comics, please give a second printing to this. Put this thing in a tray for Alan Scott because this book is so good. Basically, have him fighting like a Nazi criminal. It's basically a standard Alan Scott story. This is published in the 90s, believe it or not. Yes, if you're curious, when did this comic come out? Actually, this book came out in 2002. Yes, believe it or not, it came out 22 years ago. Yep. And of course, also, Alex also has his trusty friend, Dobby Diggles, make a appearance, because of course he does. Yeah. Oh, and don't worry, there's Alan Scott stories in this cover, but damn, this one shot was so good. Like, if you want basically a good cover from DC Comics, like, I'm hoping one day maybe, and this is what I hope though, I hope that Comic Pub reviews this comic, because this comic has got, this cover was so gorgeous, the artwork in this book, the book is so good. I give everything in this book a 10 out of 10 because it's amazing. What with JSA Classified issues? I give 2024 a 10. The Walker issue I give a 10. The Jerkins issue I give that a 9. The Mr. Terrific story, a 10. Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much it, particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do this like button. Well, see you tomorrow. I thought I was going to do Jasmine on tape, but I'm just going to do it tonight. I'm still going to do it tonight, but I'm probably going to review it tomorrow. So, I'll see you all tomorrow. My reviews for Jaspion and my 2 mini comic corners. Okay? See you.